All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do a walkthrough of what Linux Mint looks like when you first install it. The reason I wanted to do that is I was talking to a person recently, and they had mentioned that they were wanting to buy a new computer. So somebody had mentioned a netbook or a Chromebook to them, and I had mentioned Linux as an option. Their use case scenario was they like to browse the internet, check emails, do word processing, maybe some light photo editing or to put pictures up on Facebook. And so when I had mentioned Linux, the other people were like, man, you really don't want Linux. It's going to be really complex. You're going to have to do a lot of stuff from the command line. You're going to have to spend hours and hours fixing it all the time. And I try to explain that really wasn't true, that, there's distros that have come a long ways. Maybe back when they were first into computers, that may have been the case, but things have changed. And so I wanted to kind of give a walkthrough and show you what Linux looks like when you first install it. In case you are thinking about Linux, you kind of have an idea what it's going to look like. So this would be a fresh install of Linux. You're going to get your computer and your home screen on it. Now, Linux Mint is looks a lot like Windows would. Probably pre-Windows 10, so Windows XP, Windows Vista. So if you come down here to your menu, looks a lot like how Windows would. So if we just start along the top, so what we'll do is we'll just start along the top, and we'll kind of go down and show you what each of these things look like, and then we'll kind of go into some different programs. So we will go ahead and get going. So if we start up here at the accessories, the first thing that we really need to talk about is, it looks a lot like what you would find on your Windows accessories. You're going to have your calculator. You're going to have a document viewer, basically a PDF reader. You're going to have a image viewer, something that you view images with. And you'll have a notes, password manager. You can take screenshots, and a text editor. Very simple. There are some other things, but that's kind of like the main thing that you're going to see on it. Now, when you drop down into graphics, you're going to have your document. You can connect your printer or your document scanner. You're going to have drawing, which is going to be similar to Paint. And then you're going to have Pix, which is a way to view and organize your photos. So, moving down into the Internet tab, Linux Mint comes with Firefox on it. However, you can get whatever browser you'd like, Chrome or Edge or Brave, Chromium. There's a whole list of different browsers on there. I've never really used HexChat. Thunderbird Mail, which is similar to Microsoft Outlook, like the desktop version. And then I don't really ever use those, but that you can share BitTorrents with this one, and you can run websites as if they were apps. All right, now jumping into Office. So you're going to have your calendar. If you decide that you would like to use it, you're going to have Library, which is a way to view recent favorites. Now jumping into the LibreOffice. So the word processing, or I guess the Office suite of products that come with Linux Mint, is going to be the LibreOffice. So in LibreOffice, you're going to get Office Base. This is going to be similar to Microsoft Access, which is a database management tool. So then you're going to have LibreCalc, which is going to be similar to Excel spreadsheets. The nice thing about Libre is that if you're used to basic Excel, you're going to find that a lot of the same commands are the same. So if you go down here, say you wanted to do, let's say, an add, you could do sum. It runs just like how you would expect Microsoft Excel. If you wanted to save it, by default, it saves as ODF. However, you can change it so that it defaults and saves down as an Excel XLSX, which would be what Excel spreadsheets generally save. Excel also, it will also open, Excel documents as well. I find that it opens a much better than other non-Office Suite products do. So then moving down further, you have LibreDraw, which is a kind of like a Photoshop or PDF management tool. You can kind of move things around and move text on PDFs around. Office Impress, this is going to be your like slideshow presentations. And so, if you come up here once again, you go, you click save, it defaults to ODF. However, you can at any time drop down and you can change it so it does this automatically to what I believe is PPTX is what PowerPoint uses. And so this is basically your PowerPoint alternative. Now, moving down, math, I've never really used that much. But then you get into the LibreWriter. Basically, as you would expect, alternative to Microsoft Word. Looks very much like how you would expect Word to look like. And once again, you come up to save. You can change it from ODF. And you can save it as a Word doc. And it will open Word docs. So it's very compatible, in my opinion, with Word. And so that kind of ends out the Office Suite. Now, moving down, you have Celluloid, which is going to be similar to VHLC. It's a file player. This is a media player, so it can play like MP3s. You can organize through Rhythmbox your music collection with it. Now moving down into administration, you have just various things for the computer. And then you have your preferences, so all the different things that computer would have on it. Now, Linux Mint does have a terminal, but you're not necessarily required to use it. You can use it as much or as little as you'd like. If you ever need to update your Linux Mint, you would come down here to where the shield is. You would click on it, and let's see here. You would push this refresh, and it's going to begin pulling. And since I just updated mine, let's see if it has anything else on it. If it brings up anything, you would just hit install updates, type in your password, and you could begin updating your machine. All right, so moving along here, the next part I want to kind of go over some different programs that are available, and what they can do, especially if you're wanting to do like light office work, as I would put it. So the first one is going to be that I like is this program called PDF Arranger. What this allows you to do is basically rearrange PDFs. So if you wanted to put this one over here, you could. Well, yep, there you go. Let's see if it actually worked. Yep, there you go. You can swap the pages around on it. You can do different things on it. If you had more pages, you could keep changing them around. The next one is a voiceover program or a audio program that allows you to record, splice, called Audacity. You know, it's a full-on audio editing program. No, we don't need to save changes. This one is called PDF Studio Pro on it. This allows you to edit PDF. So if you wanted to put text onto your PDF, hello world. You could also, you could highlight text on it. You can rubber stamp it if you wanted to put an approved stamp on it. These are all PDFs, or this is a PDF that you're editing on it. So we don't need to save that. And then you have GIMP, or GNU Image Manipulation. So what this is, it's a photo editing program. Similar to Adobe, it allows you to do full photo editing for here. You have all your different tools, your layers, all sorts of different things that you can do with it. Close out that one. Then VLC Media Player. You can get that on your Linux machine. And the last one I want to talk about is called Kdenlive. Now there's multiple different programs, but this is a full video editing software suite. You can do all sorts of different editing. This is what I'm going to be editing this video on later. As you see, my editing skills aren't that great. But all these programs are free. They're to download. In order to download them, how you would do it for most programs is you would come up here to, I believe, let's just go type in your software manager. Let that pull up, and they have a whole bunch more programs. So you can get Spotify, that's GIMP or GNU Image Manipulation. You have Skype, Dropbox. If you go into the Office, let's not do that. Actually, let's go into as we said, VLC, Audacity, KB3, which is a CD and DVD burning. All sorts of different programs, and how you would download it. You would just click here and you would hit install on it. No command line needed for a lot of the programs. Now some of them do take command line. However, a lot of the real basic programs you're not going to need to. Let's see. You have programming tools. All sorts of different tools to help you with your programming on it. Now you have on your video and your sound. Oh, just looked at that one. On your graphics, there's GIMP, Blender, 3D rendering, ebook manager, Kdenlive, open source desktop page layout. So all sorts of different programs and tools that are available to you on Linux Mint. All right. Well, I hope that helps you kind of the walkthrough and lets you make a decision whether Linux Mint is going to be right for you. I think that there are a lot of tools available, and if you get stuck, there's a lot of forums where people are more than happy to help. Anyway, like the video, and I will see you guys next time.